Fuck you, boss. I'm not coming back to work. Ain't I? This is my little man.
That little man is Dakota. The woman is Felicity. And they're the two leads in the most exhausting story the internet has handed us this year.
Felicity need to go home back to her people and stop trying to take advantage of Dakota a little bit.
When this social media influencer called Corkle found Dakota on a street corner and turned his rescue into viral content,
what all would you say is, what's all your conditions and stuff?
We didn't know it would spiral into one of the most toxic sagas the internet has ever seen.
What's wrong?
On the surface, these two look like they have a cute love story. Dakota, the homeless man with dwarfism, gets saved by a good Samaritan with millions of followers, falls for a woman named Felicity, and seems to finally catch a break. But within months, they were sleeping on the streets, begging followers for money. Felicity was banned from housing for 46 years for being a complete nuisance, screaming at neighbors from the balcony, starting fights over an apartment she wasn't even on the lease for, and allegedly throwing oranges at elderly residents below. She even started dating a 55-year-old sex offender. Most of the time in the entire timeline, Dakota and Felicity broke up and got back together almost every other week. At a point, everyone watching was just drained from seeing the same thing happen over and over. Now the whole internet's asking, who exactly are these people? And how did a rescue mission turn into this mess? Let's start with the most head-scratching part, which shows how exhausting this couple can be. The sleeping on the streets part. On October 15th, 2025, Felicity posted a video of her and Dakota on the streets of West Virginia. This video was a comeback video right after she and Dakota had one of their numerous romantic fights. This particular one involved her dating a 55-year-old registered sex offender in South Carolina while Dakota waited back home. In the video, she practically reintroduces her little man Dakota to the internet and lets the internet know that they're back.
This is my little man. And we're back, bitches. We're bad as fuck.
The crazy and funny part of this video is, these two weren't living off the street because they had to, but because they chose to. They had good clothes on them. They were well fed and clearly not struggling the way actual homeless people do. In fact, Dakota had an apartment which was paid for. An apartment with actual walls, running water, electricity, a great bed to sleep in. Everything someone coming off the streets could ask for. But over time, Felicity had gotten in so much trouble. For one, Felicity had been banned from the building after multiple complaints from neighbors about not being on the lease. She'd been yelling from his balcony, causing disturbances, making enemies out of people Dakota had to live around. Even worse, she was reported to be throwing oranges at elderly residents below, forcing the housing authority not just to kick her out, but ban her from the property entirely. And when they did, Dakota made a choice. He left the apartment and joined Felicity on the streets. But that's a whole other chaos, which we'll tackle as we get deeper into the story. While also relaunching their relationship in their video, they took another step. They asked strangers for money. Money to book a hotel room. Money to get food.
We're sleeping outside right now. Anybody can help us.
Get a hotel tonight. That would be a lovely. We really need the money for hotel and food. So, that would actually be really great. Tell him, baby. Look at my hair, y'all. Look at his hair. He's like...
This part caused a whole lot of ruckus on the internet, with some people wondering why she had to quit her job and then come on the internet to beg for money from strangers. And others were worried for Dakota himself. In this comment it says, hopefully he doesn't fall into drugs. However, all those negative comments didn't stop Dakota and Felicity from pushing for funds. Dakota himself even put it up on his account with a donate caption. In the caption he wrote, "Please donate, struggling right now, can't really think and God bless y'all." Well, instead of sympathy from the public, posting the whole donations thing on their social media pages backfired spectacularly. Fans who'd once rooted for them were now calling them out, suggesting they'd officially become a pain in the public's butt. A user named Corey Rackestra also posted on Facebook calling out the entire situation. In the post they said, "So Dakota has reached out through his social media accounts asking for money as if he has gotta be homeless. Boy, if you don't take your ass back to the apartment that is paid for and leave Felicity's ass where she stands." But if you look at that comment closely, you'll notice something. Felicity wasn't just being criticized, she was being painted as the villain. And the thing is, Corey Rackestra wasn't all wrong. In fact, just weeks before Felicity came back to Dakota, she'd been living with someone else. Someone much older and with a criminal record.
Wanted an update on me. I'm no longer with Dakota, Michael Harper. I am with a new man. I am no longer with Dakota, no more. I've completely changed. I vape now. I don't fuck with nobody anymore. I've completely changed. Like, completely changed. So, if you see this again.
Everyone waited to see who this person was. But since Felicity was taking forever to reveal him, or maybe never planned to, it didn't take long for people to find out on their own. His name is Robert Edward Flaming Jr., a 55-year-old man. Back in 2011, he was convicted of assaulting a minor. Also, he served 2 years and 6 months in prison, then spent 5 years under supervision. Today, he's listed as a registered sex offender. Now, Felicity was 21, Robert was 55, and he was not only her boyfriend, he was also her boss. At least that's what Felicity claimed. In the October video where she returned to Dakota, she hinted at it when she said, "F you, boss, I'm not coming back to work." That line made it clear she'd been working for him while dating him.
And Robert, if you see this, fuck you, boss. I'm not coming back to work.
Somehow things got even weirder. A TikTok creator came forward with information from Felicity's friend. The friend had been talking to Felicity during the time she was with Robert, and with Felicity's permission, shared screenshots of their conversations.
Okay, you guys keep asking me to reveal Felicity's new boyfriend, so here it is. I'm gonna show you guys a picture of what he looks like. Alright, here he is. This is the picture that I was given. I was also given a Facebook page, but I'm not gonna put his business out there. It was also his personal company page, so I'm not gonna dox him like that. But this is what he looks like. He definitely seems to be a lot older. This came from Felicity's friend, and the friend sent a screenshot showing that Felicity said it is okay for her friend to talk to me and share this with me.
The screenshots this creator shared suggest Felicity wasn't happy in her relationship with Robert. One line in the conversation stood out, the part where Felicity expressed her concerns about her new man. The friend knew what going back to Dakota would mean, the same toxic cycles repeating. But despite all of that, Felicity was already thinking about it. Her mind was already made up. Even while she was with Robert, Robert himself wasn't hiding his intentions. Felicity's friend also told this TikTok creator that during a FaceTime call with Felicity, she could hear Robert in the background. He was at a Waffle House talking to someone and bragging about how his girlfriend is famous, saying he has got Dakota's girl.
This friend also told me that on FaceTime with Felicity, she could hear the new boyfriend talking in the background to somebody at Waffle House, and of course it's freaking Waffle House. But they were at Waffle House, and I guess he was talking about how his girlfriend is famous, and basically boasting yeah, I got Dakota's girl, saying all kinds of crazy stuff. So I think he's just a clout chaser personally. I think he's using Felicity, and he's a lot older than her, which I think is super weird.
After that tea from Felicity's friend, the internet had already started connecting the dots. A 55-year-old registered sex offender dating a 21-year-old woman who just came out of a toxic public relationship. He had power over her in multiple ways. As her employer, he controlled her income. As someone significantly older, he had more life experience and influence. And as someone with a criminal past, the entire situation felt very predatory. However, Felicity stayed. For weeks, she posted from South Carolina. She worked for him and dated him. And privately, she told her friends she couldn't handle it. And then about a month later, she left. She came back to West Virginia. She posted the video with Dakota. And she publicly cut ties with Robert in the most dramatic way possible. To understand how Dakota and Felicity became the internet's most exhausting couple, you have to go back. Back before the streets, before the begging, before Robert, and back to the person who accidentally created this entire mess by trying to do something good.
Okay, what do you want to talk about, Dakota? Let's re-go over how we first met.
His name is Jake Griffith, but online everyone knows him as Corkle. Corkle runs a YouTube channel with over 1.3 million subscribers. He also has 1 million followers on Instagram, about 2.7 million followers on TikTok, and an active Facebook page. He's based in Charleston, West Virginia, and for years he's been doing one thing consistently: finding people who need help and documenting what happens next. He didn't start out this way. His early content was motorcycle videos and gaming streams. But somewhere along the line he shifted. He started telling stories about real people in crisis, people dealing with addiction, homelessness, mental health struggles, people society had written off, and his audience loved it.
So remember how I got that homeless lady a phone? Well, we've been texting back and forth, and I've been trying to think of some ways I could help her. So you see this tunnel right here? Well, that's actually where she lives. All while trying to take care of 15 plus cats. So today I decided to meet up with her and see what I can learn.
What we having today?
I don't know. What do you think sounds good?
Anything I've been wanting?
However, in October 2024, while driving around West Virginia in a mask, he saw someone standing on the side of the road holding a sign.
Hey, buddy. What are you doing, buddy?
Meet Dakota.
It was a 21-year-old man named Dakota Harper. He was born with dwarfism and tremors that made his hands shake constantly. When people saw him, they assumed he was on drugs, but he was not. He just had a medical condition that no one had ever bothered to treat.
I've seen you on TikTok. What's your name? Dakota? Nice to meet you, buddy. Are you hungry at all or anything? You hungry?
Dakota had been abandoned by his family and was living in what people called a trap house. For him, that meant waking up every day surrounded by people selling drugs, stealing whatever they could get their hands on, and starting fights over nothing. He had no way out. All he had was a sign in the hope that someone driving by would actually stop. And one day, Corkle did. Surprisingly, after noticing Dakota's condition, Corkle decided he wasn't just going to give Dakota a meal and drive away like he normally does. This time he was going to help him long term. So Corkle got Dakota a hotel room for 2 weeks, just enough time to figure out the next steps, get Dakota stable, and find him permanent housing. But 2 weeks turned into 3 because Dakota was over the moon. For the first time in years, Dakota was happy. He had a bed, he had food, and he had safety. By this time, Corkle's followers were eating the entire concept all up, going crazy over the transformation going on. Donations poured in, people were sending money, asking what Dakota needed, and literally begging for updates. Corkle took Dakota shopping. They went to stores and picked out clothes that actually fit him, things Dakota had not had in years. Then Corkle took him to get a haircut. But the moment that completely broke the internet came next. Corkle got Dakota a dog. Now, within weeks, Dakota went from a trap house to a hotel to a full apartment. This was the success story. But the thing about viral stories is they don't stay simple. The more attention they get, the more complicated they become. And Dakota's story was about to get very, very complicated. That's because on checkout day from the hotel, Felicity walked right into the picture. She was staying at the same hotel. When she came outside and saw Dakota with his dog, she stopped to pet it. And just like that, everything changed. Dakota and Felicity both had an instant connection. Within 24 hours, Corkle was funding their first date. Dakota was nervous, picking out flowers, acting like a kid going to prom.
So when Dakota was homeless, I got him a hotel for a week and he found a girlfriend. So the next day I got him a haircut because he has a big day.
When Corkle and Felicity got to Felicity's hotel room to pick her up, her mom answered the door. Unfortunately, Felicity wasn't even there, but Dakota left the flowers anyway and came back to the car still hopeful. Later that day, Felicity finally showed up. She apologized for not being there earlier. Dakota gave her another chance, and this time they actually went on that date.
Dakota was sad because he couldn't see his new girlfriend. Now they can finally have their first date. She said he found something he wants to buy her.
Yeah, he wants to get that for me. Oh, babe, you're getting something for me. Go get it. It's our first date, right?
Oh boy, I'm really already spending $50.
Go find somebody else. The stadium is full. We flipped out.
She was really something else.
Oh my God. Wow.
Felicity told Dakota her mom's place was not safe and said she could not stay there anymore. On one particular occasion, Felicity had a huge fight with her mother. The argument got heated and escalated quickly between them. During the fight, Felicity's phone got broken. After the fight ended, Felicity found a way to call Corkle. She was crying and upset. She told him what happened and said she needed help. She made it clear that staying with her mom was not an option anymore.
So today I picked up Dakota and Felicity because Felicity called me crying.
She threw that across the room. and told me to get out of the house. She's like, this is what you get for being the horriblest, worst daughter ever.
So within a week of meeting Dakota, Felicity moved into the apartment Cole had secured for him. Dakota welcomed her in without hesitation. Although she was not on the lease and had no legal right to be there, she moved in anyway, and Dakota did not see a problem with it.
So remember how Dakota got a girlfriend? Well, today he wanted me to take him to see her again. He was mad because we couldn't find her.
Just trying to get this so she has no reason to call me back.
We finally found her, and this is how it went.
Yeah.
Oh, damn. I told you.
I'm here.
What I said, what's wrong? You're fine. Send me the wrong address.
Come on, then, come on. I'm not walking without you. He's my man, so come here, little stinker. Let's go.
So I let him say hi for a minute before he came back to the car.
I love you. I'll see you tomorrow.
You have kids?
No, I am unable.
Why did you ask that dumb question, babe?
They don't know a robot's life experience.
Do you? So you two plan on having a kid? Really?
Yeah, we do.
When?
It felt like the story was complete, but it wasn't. It was just the beginning, because this fresh start was actually the beginning of a cycle that would play out publicly, repeatedly, and destructively for the next year.
Tomorrow, I hope. Probably so.
You hope?
And just months after Felicity moved in, the same thing happened that viewers expected. The drama started coming up. Dakota and Felicity were fighting, not occasionally, but constantly. They fought about money, about who was spending too much and who was not contributing enough. They fought about trust. Dakota would accuse Felicity of talking to other guys. They even fought about the apartment. In one case, Felicity was so mad at Dakota for letting some random man come over to their place and basically do whatever he wants. She also reported to Corkle.
So today I went over to Dakota's apartment and learned some terrible news.
And he was messing with his in that chair.
Seriously?
Yes, and I caught his bitch ass.
You see, Dakota has a problem. He keeps letting this guy come over to his apartment and do horrific things. How'd he get in here?
He walked in here.
So what were you doing when he was here? So after they told me what happened, I had a big talk with both of them to try to figure out what was going on. They told me that this Jimmy guy has been sneaking into their apartment every night and making himself comfortable. A few weeks ago, I got him a Ring doorbell to help with stuff like this, but he said the guy stole it off of his door. And right as I was...
While Corkle was still trying to understand and resolve the whole thing, the guy in question came knocking at the door. The first major controversy started when a video began circulating online. It showed a girl in a bra and underwear sitting on a man's lap, and many people thought the girl was Felicity. The internet went into overdrive. People were tagging Corkle in the video, flooding his comments, accusing him of protecting Felicity, calling him a fake friend to Dakota for letting it slide. The video spread so fast that Corkle had to step in. Some days later, Corkle posted a clarification. He debunked it, but the damage was done. Not because the video was real, but because people were already watching their relationship that closely, already looking for proof that something was off because of the little fights here and there, and they were right to expect it. A while later, Dakota and Felicity had already broken up.
Jacob.
Who is it?
My ex-boyfriend.
Your ex-boyfriend?
Slash best friend.
Dakota would post emotional breakup videos. And then, despite saying all these things, they'd soon be back together, posting couple videos and acting like nothing ever happened. It became a pattern people could set their watches to. Break up on Monday, make up by Friday, rinse and repeat. At this point, the Dakota Felicity community started getting really irritated. The comments shifted from supportive to frustrated. People weren't saying, "I hope they work it out" anymore. They were saying, "I hope they stay broken up." One comment said,
"Bro, don't let this man get with her."
And Dakota wasn't just posting about the breakups. He was writing letters, actual breakup letters. In one of the letters, he wrote,
"To Felicity, I wish we could still, to the point of you were lazy and ate all day."
And in another letter, he wrote,
"To Felicity, I'm sorry we couldn't be together, but I'm the problem. If I could have helped you, and then you might not be together."
And it didn't take long for the cheating allegations to start. One particular time when everyone was in the apartment, Phil had brought a robot to hang out with them. While they were all busy cooking, Felicity left the room to speak with her ex, who we don't know because she never talked about him. The robot, which was active nearby, overheard the entire conversation and immediately reported what they heard to Dakota. The conversation revealed a lot about what Felicity was really thinking. during the conversation, she was asking if it was possible to be both with him and Dakota simultaneously. Then she dropped another bombshell. She told her ex that she was pregnant. Whether this was true or not, she never truly mentioned it. But the most disturbing part was, Felicity suggested that both Dakota and her ex could fight over who would be the baby daddy.
Now it's time to make some dinner. He's making the spaghetti we got from the store. But while he was making it, his girlfriend got a call from her ex.
She on the phone with her ex-boyfriend.
And y'all should have heard what she was saying. We told him what she was saying and this happened.
What happened?
Huh?
What happened?
Oh, nothing. Really, just talking. Here's Dakota. Oh, fuck. Dakota, come here. I love you.
I'm cooking right now.
Love you.
Love you.
Say hello.
Why is she talking to her ex? Very odd.
I'll text you.
May I ask you a question?
Yeah, what's up?
How lucky are you to have two boyfriends?
He knows I'm his true love.
So you were just joking with the other...
Yeah, that was just my best friend. Dakota and I have been together for a year.
I will see you.
He is the love of my life.
That was a funny joke, Felicity. I've never heard a joke like that.
It's just a joke. And he knows that I wouldn't cheat on him. He knows I'm loyal.
Must be opposite.
Naturally, the comments were not nice at all. Most people kept saying that Felicity was being super obvious and that Dakota should dump her right away. But then Corkle posted a picture of Dakota with an update. He told everyone that Dakota and his girlfriend were still together and trying to fix their problems. Corkle also added that he had talked to the girlfriend and explained that her talking to her ex really hurt Dakota. However, it felt like there were still some issues cooking behind the scenes, because Corkle made another post, this time with a picture of Felicity. He said he had talked to Felicity again about how much it hurt Dakota and broke his trust when she contacted her ex-boyfriend. The timing made it worse. Corkle pointed out that this would happen especially right after what seemed like a good date, meaning Dakota and Felicity would go out together. They would have a nice time. Everything would seem fine between them. But then later that same day or the next morning, Felicity would be texting her ex. In the post, he said,
Talked with Dakota's girlfriend recently about how it hurts his feelings.
He finished the post by saying that he thinks Felicity hasn't talked to her ex since then, and it looked like things were going really well for the couple. But then again, this wasn't the end for these two. A month later, things got messy again. Corkle posted a picture that seemed to show Felicity on a date with a different man. The post reads,
I'll be addressing a viral TikTok later that seems to show Felicity on a date with another man.
So I'm sure if you guys follow me, your algorithm probably showed you this video. It's a post someone made on TikTok of what appears to be Felicity and some other guy going on a date at Texas Roadhouse. Well, the video blew up and this obviously made Dakota sad. They were already going through a breakup, so this didn't help. I started reading through the comments on that video and they were wild. Like, what's this? After a minute of going through them, I saw that that guy in the video actually commented on it. So I read what he had to say, and he claimed that they were not on a date and that she was just a family friend. And if that's true, that must be very annoying to see online. So I messaged the guy to see what's up. So I talked with him for a minute and he sent me some screenshots to help me understand the situation better. It seems like when she was going through a breakup with Dakota, she was staying with a close friend. And whenever she was ready to leave, that close friend asked her brother if he could take her home. He agreed to it, but he wanted to get something to eat first. Then when she realized the plan and that he was going to Texas Roadhouse first, she asked if she could go too. I asked the dude if I could post an updated video to let everybody know that he was just trying to get something to eat and was drugged into the middle of this, and that Felicity wasn't cheating on Dakota.
Through all of this, Corkle was stuck in the middle. He was still paying their bills, covering rent, buying them new phones whenever their phones broke or stopped working, trying to keep the peace between them while they helped destroy each other in real time.
Bro just FaceTimed me and said he lost the third phone I got him. I literally just paid the phone bill yesterday.
However, some of the blame started shifting to Corkle himself. People started asking a different question. Was he actually helping, or was he making things worse? Some wondered if paying their bills and trying to keep the couple together was only dragging out a relationship that should have already ended. By this point, Corkle had poured thousands of dollars into their lives. Hotels, rent, phones, food, everything they needed to stay afloat. And now people were asking if all that money was actually helping Dakota or just funding a toxic cycle that refused to end. A viewer also commented, "This guy helps Dakota, but to keep just buying stuff isn't teaching him any real responsibility." Well, that comment wouldn't be wrong, because about 4 months later, Corkle posted something that confirmed what people had been suspecting for months.
I haven't been posting recently because I'm trying to put some distance between me and Dakota.
He was pulling back from the situation, not completely walking away, but stepping back enough that people noticed the shift. In the post, Corkle admitted he had been trying to create some distance between himself and Dakota. He also explained that he did not want to keep supporting behavior that was harmful anymore. He actually realized that his constant involvement might be making it easier for Dakota to stay stuck in this crazy cycle with Felicity. A month later, Dakota and Felicity's relationship drama had moved beyond breakup posts. It was now about to become a legal issue. Felicity had been living in Dakota's apartment for about 6 months. The problem, however, was that she was not on the lease. The apartment was only in Dakota's name. She was not supposed to be staying there overnight regularly, and definitely not living there full time. But that's exactly what she was doing, and the neighbors noticed her coming and going every day. Soon after, complaints began pouring in because Felicity was regularly yelling from Dakota's balcony. This wasn't a one-time thing because she was constantly screaming at the people below, which was creating noise and causing disturbances. She also started throwing actual oranges at elderly residents who were below the balcony. The housing authority documented everything. At this point, this behavior was clear grounds for eviction. Dakota was warned and served a notice that made the situation official. Felicity was banned from the entire apartment complex, not just his unit, but the whole property. She was told to leave immediately and never come back. But the consequences didn't stop there. The part that shocked everyone was that Felicity was removed from the public housing waitlist for 46 years. People were also asking, how bad do you have to be to mess up and get banned for 46 years? Corkle addressed it directly in a video. In that video post, Corkle also explained that the apartment management had been patient with Felicity. They warned her multiple times to stop coming around. But she kept returning. She kept staying overnight even though she was not on the lease. She also kept yelling at neighbors, starting arguments. The problems just kept piling up until management had no choice but to take action.
You guys know Felicity was banned from Dakota's apartment and she was still going over there. Come on, Felicity, what are you doing? And like I said, she was on the wait list, probably next in line pretty much to get her own place. But now, since she's been banned, she's been removed off that list. She can't reapply for that until like 4 to 6 years, and they'll probably see that she's been banned before. It just made things a lot harder. They're both very upset about it. She was banned for multiple reasons. A lot of people are commenting like, so Dakota is not allowed to have guests? And I agree, that's not that big of a deal, but that's not what was happening. She was going over there, staying the night over and over and over. And they even let people stay the night for a certain amount of days and stuff, but she was basically living there. She wasn't on a lease. And they were actually very nice with Dakota and patient. They were like, yo, I mean, you can't let this chick over at your house. He still let her over though. So it's on him too. But that's one of the reasons that she was banned. Another reason that she was banned though is because she got into a couple little incidents with some of the other residents there. She would yell at people from Dakota's balcony. She threw orange peels at people, elderly.
It gets worse because Felicity did not stay away. She'd been told clearly that if she returned, she would be trespassing. Still, she came back anyway, and this time the police got involved, allegedly. Some officers showed up at the apartment. They told Felicity she was trespassing and had to leave. Dakota and Felicity did not resist or argue. She just packed her things up, and the officers escorted her out of the building and off the property. Before she left, they charged her with trespassing. In this post, Corkle said, "So as most of you know, Felicity was trespassed and banned from Dakota's apartment. She had to be escorted by the police." Weeks later, Dakota and Felicity were in court. Cole made a post where he said, "I took both of them to court today, and I truly wish them the best." And from this point, they never gave an update on the court case. However, the most frustrating part for people watching was that Dakota stood by her through all of it. He reportedly defended her decisions and said the neighbors were nosy and couldn't mind their business. He said the management was unfair and targeting Felicity for no reason. He refused to see that she had brought this on herself. And when Felicity got banned, Dakota decided to stop using the apartment. His reasoning was, if Felicity couldn't be there, then he would not be there either. At this point, Corkle couldn't do anything but watch. He had paid for that apartment and given Dakota stability, and Dakota walked away from it by choice.
So you guys know how Felicity was trespassed from Dakota's apartment, right? Well, they didn't want to be separated, so they got a hotel together. Keep in mind, Dakota still has his apartment. He's not evicted. And Felicity's parents, they want her home. And they'll even let Dakota come visit. So they both have places to be. Here's how they feel about Dakota's apartment.
He probably will be evicted by tomorrow, I hope. Probably so.
You hope so? All right, guys, I'm gonna keep it a buck with you. I guess they don't want the apartment.
Okay.
Who's that guy, Dakota?
We met with a dog named Trixie.
Y'all met him here?
And that's how they ended up where we started, on the streets, begging for money, with nowhere to go because they'd burned every bridge and exhausted every option. A few days later, after the begging video went viral and Cole posted his "I tried my best" message, Dakota and Felicity went back to the hotel, the same hotel where they first met. And then 2 days later, things got darker. Cole posted that Felicity was in the hospital with what she said was kidney failure. He wrote that she was very worried, under a lot of stress, and then he mentioned something that made people pause. It's a sad situation, especially since she was just recently in and out of the hospital after older men took advantage of her while she was on a trip. The post caused immediate backlash, and people accused Cole of exploiting her vulnerability for content. The comments turned on him fast. As of now, Dakota and Felicity are still together, still cycling and posting. The apartment Dakota walked away from is still there, but he won't go back, not without her. Corkle is still around, but from a distance. He updates occasionally, but the daily involvement is gone. He tried. He gave Dakota a chance at a different life, and Dakota chose this one instead.
I hate that bitch right there.
The girl that was walking? Why?
If it's the right person,
What'd she do?
who has my fucking dog.
She has your dog? Really? Well, you shouldn't
Socks.
hate her. You shouldn't hate her for it. She's looking after Socks now.
Come on.
You don't want Socks to be homeless. I know it sucks to lose your dog, but at least it's in a better place. He's being taken care of. He's good. It is a really big responsibility, you know?
It just helped me with my depression and shit.
Yeah. You think you've got better with your depression?
Yeah.
Because I remember when we first met, I asked you, where do you see yourself in 5 years? You said dead, remember? Where do you see yourself in 5 years?
Dead.
Huh?
Dead.
Dead? What? Why?
Hell yeah.
You don't think that now, though?
Hopefully in a mansion.
In a mansion? Well, even already. Check this out. I mean, you got a nice apartment all to yourself. You don't have to worry about going out with a sign, staying in a crazy-ass house where they're arguing every single day and fighting, right? How could you do that? That must have been hard, right?
Talk to myself.